Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists and continuing with this series of videos about no bullshit bag out bags, emergency kits and whatnot, talking about food. In the previous video of this series we talked about water and how you often see that people have no water whatsoever, or they have empty bottles or empty CamelBaks, and the idea is to refill it or fill it in the middle of an emergency, which is very unrealistic. Look, keep it simple, just have the actual water, not only for drinking. Another common mistake is, I just have a little bit of water for drinking. No, you actually need more, because you may be needing that for washing your face, blood, dirt, mud, debris from collapsed structure, dust. You may have a hard time breathing or seeing, so you want to have more than enough water in that kit of yours. So yeah, don't think about going in the middle of an emergency to refill in a river. Eventually you may end up doing that, but you want to have the actual water with you. Same thing with the topic of food. A lot of fantasy involved here, and you see people with their stoves and they're planning on cooking and making some gourmet dinner. Look, keep it simple, easy. For years I've made some of the more common mistake that a bunch of you probably did as well. You buy, shelf-stable food, something that's non-perishable or lasts a long time. You may go with MREs and military food, which it is okay, though it's expensive, it's quite bulky. The expiration date depends on a lot of factors, and a lot of people just don't like it all that much. Especially what I see the biggest problem is expiration date not being all that clear, and a lot of variables going on there, and how bulky it is. Man, these are huge packs of lots of wrapping in there. The thing I think works the best is this, and back in the day I got these 7 Oceans. These are boat rations. These are quite good, and this is stuff specifically intended for emergencies. This is actually literally emergency food. So the boat rations are a good way to go, and these are very similar. These are like a kind of not so cool cookie. Basically, it's just food. You're going to be eating it when you need it, not for much of an enjoyment. It's no gourmet dinner or anything like that. The thing is, these have a 5-year expiration date. So from 2012 to 2017, these are already expired. These ones, though, the biggest advantage that I see is that they expire. They have 20-year shelf life. These are going to be expiring 2041. Man, that is a long time. So you're going to be keeping this in your vehicle, in your bug out bag, get home bag, emergency kit, whatever it is. You're going to be keeping these, and they're going to be there when you need them. Unlike the chocolate that you may have, and it's fine, man. If you have chocolate, like a couple cans of tuna in your vehicle, sure, better than nothing for obvious reasons. Now, it's been my experience that with chocolate, if it's too hot, it's going to be melting, it's going to be crap. If it's too cold, it's going to be getting hard, white, and eventually it expires. It's simply the nature of the thing. Same thing with cookies, and same thing with those Cliff bars or power bars that you have in different kits. I've lost count of how much of this stuff I've thrown away because it just expires. Even if it has a few months or even a year or two, it is going to be expiring pretty quickly. These, you can have it, and I'm not going to be saying forget about it, because you actually have to check these things, but this is as good as it gets as far as I know. If you know of something better, let me know in the comment section below. And by the way, I'll leave the links for these ones. I believe they are in Amazon as well, so I'll leave the links for this stuff in Amazon, and for my books, Modern Survival Manual, Street Survival Skills, Bugging Out and Relocating. Links for my books are gonna be there below as well. And I always appreciate if you like the book, a review. Take a minute. It's really not longer than that, and it's hugely appreciated. So take a second and do this favor for me if you can. These are good, man. They are lactose-free, GMO-free, which is good, vegan. So if you have someone in a group for whatever reason that is vegan, I don't know why you would associate with vegans, because they're people that have a serious mental condition. But let's suppose that ends up being the case. This is vegan approved food. But most of all, I do like that it's GMO-free. That's cool, and the lactose stuff is nice as well. But these you can eat right away, just like a cookie, and you have 2,300 kilocalories. This is enough for an adult a day. I mean, you could eat half of this and do a couple of days easily. I mean, you could do like 2 or 3 days and be just fine. You're not going to be starving to death, but you're going to be having some food to go. Maybe have a couple of these, or whatever is your strategy. It's going to be depending on what you're planning for. If you have this in your kit and this is part of your get home bag in your car, and you have to walk for a couple of days, then you probably want a couple of these at least. I wouldn't carry more weight than that, but 2 or 3 days, sure, I'll take a couple of these in that bag and be okay with that. You could even mix it with water, hot or cold, and have somewhat of a crappy soup or some little stuff for a baby to eat. These are intended specifically so as to feed babies. You cannot say the same thing of a lot of the other stuff that you probably have. Your Cliff Bar is not going to be all that suited for a little baby. This stuff is. And one more thing, it comes properly packaged in a box, and it has like a Mylar thick wrap, and then individually wrapped these 9 bars. So it's again, proper emergency food rations, and that's pretty much what you want for your different kids. Finally, one last thing to keep in mind: dextro energy tablets. These are like kind of candy, and usually you see like for hiking, for any extended activity, you want to have maybe a little bit of sugar. This is just dextrose that goes directly into your bloodstream, so it is specifically intended for that kind of stuff. I think it makes sense if you want to have a just normal candy, store-bought candy. Keep it as simple as possible, something that's hard, normal, common candy without any as little additives as possible. But if you can get this stuff, even better. I think it makes sense. Anyway, that's gonna be all for now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell button. A lot of people are telling me that they've been automatically unsubscribed by YouTube. Thanks, YouTube, always doing me a favor there. Have an awesome day, folks. See you in our next video. Take care.